Welcome back to Casual Bias Rugby. I know most people that are watching the Six Nations on this channel are probably used to the fan forum where it's like 3, 4, 5, sometimes even 6 of us running a little podcast just talking about shit when it comes to rugby. But today it's just myself, and I feel like I haven't posted a video by myself in a good little while, so it feels pretty strange being in front of the camera again by myself. But anyway, we're going to chat about it. No Northern Hemisphere representation talking about the Six Nations, just your good old little South African chatting about it. But I've been pretty vocal in terms of that I'm not a fan of the structure of the Six Nations in terms of 2 weeks playing 1 week off, 1 week on again, 1 week off, and then the final 2 games. Like, obviously, that's probably heritage, like you're probably used to that. Just feel like, wouldn't that have been easier playing 3 weekends, 1 week off, 2 weekends? I'm pretty sure there's a reasoning behind it, but I don't know. I don't want to say it stuns momentum, but that's probably like the best choice of words that I can probably think of right now. But anyway, we're not going to beat around the bush. If you do like talking about rugby, you do like talking about shit when it comes to rugby, that's basically just all I do, right? There's no analytical thoughts, just off the cuff. We're just chatting about it. So join the discussion in the comments. If you don't agree, tell me you don't agree and say what you feel, what's on your mind. That's what the whole channel is based around. So please do remember to hit that like and subscribe button. I do appreciate each and every one of you guys. Anyway, without any further ado, let's get into it. Now, most people would probably say this is the deciding weekend. I don't think it's a harsh thing to say. It's pretty accurate in terms of you have the big game between Ireland and France. And let's chat about that game first. I mean, we're playing at the Viva. I've been pretty vocal that I've said I think Ireland's got this one in the bag. That was my prediction at the start of the year when I did my yearly predictions. I said Jamison Gibson Park will be World Player of the Year. I mean, I think he's got like 3 out of 4 Man of the Match performances since I've said it, which is phenomenal. But if you look at that French performance against Italy, 73 points, and I do believe that Italy kind of pitched up. It's kind of thrown a spanner in the works. Now, I'm going to stick with my prediction in terms of that Ireland's going to win this game. But it's going to be a close one, right? Like, Ireland, they obviously had the massive record at the Viva. Got stunted by New Zealand. But the way that they've picked up their performances throughout the Six Nations after the Autumn Nations, I've said it that I thought the performance against England were very good. Like, England were kind of just hanging on into that first half, and then they dominated that second half. They pushed Scotland out of the way like they were absolutely nothing. And it's just been mature performances when people were kind of doubting them. And I think the iffy performance that Ireland had against Wales was kind of needed if you look at the performance of France against Italy. I know that sounds weird, but it feels like that might have been a massive wake-up call for Ireland to see that. And then they had a week off to kind of set the tone for, okay, listen, we're going into a massive clash. That's what you need for the big teams, because if they were just another mature performance pushing Wales aside, and then you kind of go into that French game and they could be found out, maybe get stunted by the intensity that the French bring. Now you know exactly what the French are capable of, even though we all knew it, but they weren't performing as great, coming off a loss against England as well. Now, that was a massive wake-up call for Ireland, and obviously they had a week off to prepare for this game as well. Now, we can't forget what happened last season in the Six Nations, where Ireland just came out and absolutely steamrolled France. Now, obviously, that is not going to happen this weekend. You look at that French performance against Italy, and it was probably as clinical as it gets. Now, yeah, Italy didn't do themselves any favours in terms of defensively just playing straight into the French hands, but as a French team, you love that. Obviously, butchering like 4 or 5 tries against England and then coming the next game and literally, I think that any sort of a sniff that they got at scoring points, they scored 7 points. That's how it felt watching that French performance. Obviously, they've got the big boys in the front row. I don't think Intermac is back. Is Intermac back? I doubt it. I haven't seen any of the squad announcements. My bad. Right, but at the Viva, I just feel like I can't go anything else other than favour the Irish on this one. I mean, there's a lot of big battles during this game. You look at Mavako versus Dan Sheehan. You look at Flamont taking on Tide Byrne. Caelan Darius versus Gregory Aldry, who's looked absolutely sensational. Obviously, Jamison Gibson Park versus DuPont. that centre battle, I thought Mofana was sensational against Italy. Really just the guy that was everywhere around the park against Bundiaki, who came on against Wales and kind of just flipped the game back into the side of Ireland. The wing battle, look at Bilbray and Penno going up against James Lowe and Mac Hansen. Is Mac Hansen? Yeah, Mac Hansen will probably be playing, and then obviously Hugo Keenan and Tomo Ramos. So it's scintillating battles all over the pitch. And then obviously from the bench, I mean, the French have come out with their bomb squads, this Six Nations so far. I'm wondering, are they going to do that again? Maybe not. I don't know. I think the bomb squad thing is kind of overrated, and that's coming from a South African, talking about the bomb squad being a bit overrated. Not in terms of the quality that you bring from the bench, but more so to, like, it's a risk. Obviously, if another forward gets injured, you're donezo, right? There's no subs that you can really make from there. Now, my mic just cut off completely. Spoke for like 2 or 3 minutes extra. Now I can't even remember what I was saying, what I've already covered, because as I just said, I just speak off the cuff. But I think when you look at the moment for Ireland, I'm not sure if it's been done before in history of the Six Nations, where a team has gone and they've won 3 in a row. But when you look at that moment, you look at not the controversy, but how people were talking about Ireland in the Autumn Nations. It's a big moment for them to go and win this. And people have been talking about them not necessarily getting over the line when you focus on World Cups or anything like this. But this is still a big moment in Irish rugby, right? Like, you could set the tone by winning 3 in a row. Then you focus on 4 in a row, and you're building on literally making new history on new history on new history. And I think this is the perfect game for Ireland to really grab it by the scruff of the neck. In the end, it's still in their hands, right? Like, if France win this game and whatever, you make it close again. But if Ireland get this over the line, it's donezo. That's 3 in a row for them, right? Like, I can't see anything other than that, because France most likely won't be losing to Ireland. So just keep focused and you probably get it done. And with the home crowd backing you as well at the Aviva, obviously that will fire up France as well. But you got to I'm backing the home team. I don't think it's a wild thing to say. Like, looking at the comment section, I'm like, well, people are talking like France are heavy favourites in this one. And I've seen even the Irish people trying to play it down. But I'm like, have your confidence. Balls to the wall, take it 3 in a row. Take it by the scruff of the neck. That's just my opinion. Anyway, but by the way, I had to switch over to the camera as well. So, yeah, if I've said anything on repeat now, my bad. Anyway, let's move over to Scotland and Wales, because this is another banger in the making. I mean, you look at that game from last season, and I think at halftime it was like 28-0 or 28-3 or something like that for Scotland. And you thought, okay, well, Wales, they are done out of it. And then they absolutely steamrolled Scotland right until the end. And I think Scotland took it by what? A couple of points, maybe 1 point at the end of the game. Like, you look at that performance of Wales last 2 weeks ago against Ireland, and you're just hoping they can build on it. So they really went balls to the wall with it. And it was like a fearless performance, nothing to lose. The boys that are on form were playing. And I really hope they do that again, because that felt like a team that there is something to build on. It felt like a vintage Welsh team where it was like, it's tough to beat. It's a gritty game, big hits. They just make life so tough for you. And that is what Welsh rugby has been all about, right? Like, obviously from a South African perspective, we never make light work of Wales, right? We never play well against them, and I don't think that's due to us not really playing well. It's Wales forcing us not to play well. You have to play the Welsh game, and there were so many positives to take from that Irish game, and I really hope they can build on it. Obviously, it favours Scotland, seeing that it's played at Murrayfield. You probably have to back Scotland in this one. Like, it just feels like the right thing to do. Scotland will be kicking themselves that they didn't get over the line against England. The opportunities that they butchered there. But I've said it at the start of the season. I was like, well, the Welsh are going to win a game, and it's not going to be against Italy. I'm backing the Welsh to beat Scotland at Murrayfield. Now, that might be a delusional call, but that's what makes it fun, right? Like, just felt like there was so much positives, and that was probably the best the Scots have played in a little while, and I still didn't get over the line against England. Yeah, fuck it. We're backing the Welsh. Give me the Welsh by 3 points. I think it's a close one. You always know when it comes to these UK derbies,
it's going to be close. It's going to be fiery. I know it's at Murrayfield, but give me the Welsh. At some point, you have to win a game, right? Like, if they lose this one, what is that? 16 in a row? That is crazy. That is crazy. And the losing streak kind of started with Scotland last season. It ends with Scotland this season. That's my prediction. Now, slate me in the comments, whatever. It is what it is. That's my official call. And then finally, you have England taking on Italy at Twickenham or the Allianz Stadium. England know they need to get all their points if they still want to have a sniff. Like, they're not too far off it. I mean, in the end, I think they're 4 points off, 5 points off, maybe. I'm not too sure. But they know if they want to stand a chance. And if the French beat Ireland, it gives England a great opportunity to still be fighting for the title, especially with their win over the French. So I'm going to back England to get it done at home. But the big thing for me is, do they get their 4 tries? Do they get that bonus point? Because I've said it before, I don't think Italy were that bad going up against the French. They just played defensively into their hands. But the Italians came out to play. They scored the first points. They scored some lovely tries. Now, obviously, the English defense has picked up crazy. I mean, we talked about the Autumn Nations where it was like defensively all over the place, but the attack is good. Now it's like, well, England barely gets the ball, but the defense is very good again. But I've said it before, this Italian team is probably the most clinical rugby team in world rugby. Like, they just get a sniff and they score points, and they did it against the French as well. So that might punish England and make it a really tight squeeze game. I mean, you look at the game last season as well, right? Like, I'm referencing all 3 of these games as last season games because I thought it told a nice picture going into this one. Italy made it tough, and this is a better Italian team than we had last season. Obviously, they drew against the French and then they got 73 points put on them this season. But you just look at the Italian team and they're playing some nice rugby. Their forwards are matching up. They're playing some flary running rugby. They're just defensively not really there. So let's go with England because it does make the title race interesting. I think I'm just backing it purely on vibes. So let's go England to win that game by about 15 points. But a big talking point, like this is something that I saw. You've got, oh my goodness, his name just left my mind. Elliot Daly playing 15, Marcus Smith on the bench. It will be interesting to see, does Marcus come on for Elliot Daly on 15 or does he just replace Finn Smith in that 10 jersey? Because that is a crazy thing. Like, you think about, Elliot Daly hasn't played 15 since 2020, 2021, or well, at least started there. And Marcus Smith, you kind of want to test, you want to keep that combination going and make it as good as possible in terms of Finn Smith and Marcus Smith. But now you're changing it for a massive game like this. I'm just thinking what the thought process is, because I've said this previously. I think that English team is one of the best in the world. They, in terms of talent that they have, with youngsters coming through, I just feel like the coaching staff just mucks about every now and again, and they overthink it or they overcomplicate something that shouldn't be overcomplicated. A perfect example is, look at that Autumn Nations and you see about 6-7 captains and vice captains there. That is craziness. That is absolutely craziness. So I am backing England, but I am a bit confused. I am glad that Dingwall has come in for Henry Slade. I don't think Henry Slade's played his best rugby, so it was probably time for a little bit of a change there. Yeah, but the thing that I kind of want to see from England in this game is just to play some attacking rugby again. Like, you've got the defense sorted, but this high ball tactic and just kicking it away and defending, that just doesn't feel like English rugby. Well, certainly not what we've seen from the tour to New Zealand and the Autumn Nations and those type of things. So give me some attacking running rugby. You've got some of the most dangerous players. I mean, Alex Mitchell is sensational. Finn Smith, one of the best attacking fly-offs. Marcus Smith, one of the best attacking fly-offs. I haven't seen too much about Dingwall. So let's just talk Henry Slade, for instance. Like, he's crazy good for Exeter, but doesn't really do it in the English jersey. Ollie Lawrence is one of the most underrated centres in the world. Ollie Slidome scores tries for fun. Tommy Freeman, probably one of the picks of the wingers in this tournament so far. Elliot Daly, I mean, he's a bit older, but I mean, he still brings you a lot. He scored the winning try against France. Obviously, you're going to bring off Marcus Smith from the bench. There's a lot of talent. When Furbank comes back, one of the most exciting rugby players in the world, like he just stormed onto the scene in terms of international rugby. So you've got this attacking players. You look at the Lucies that love a good carry. Use that. Use that all day long against these Italian guys. You saw how they got exploited when they played the French. Just throw that ball out wide, get that backline moving, and you can exploit that defensive system of the Italians. I fully back England to get it done. It's just about how convincingly they get it done, to be fair. Anyway, if you did like the video, please do remember to hit that like and subscribe button. I do appreciate you guys. And I will see you next time for the review. Bye-bye.